Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Backlash Angling. We are here today in the kitchen. We are not going to be heading out on the water, but we do want to teach you guys a couple new little fishing tricks and little cooking things. It's been a while since I've done a catch and cook, so we went out, what was it, yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, we absolutely slammed a couple rainbow trout. We had a few hours in the morning to kill, and we just went out. We were looking for eyes, ended up with some rainbows. If you haven't already seen that video, take a look. It's going to be the one prior. But yeah, we crushed it. We had, what,
5 for 6.
Yeah, we were like 20 pounds of rainbow. Just
more than that.
Yeah, some absolute giants, and we're thinking, what else could we do with them? We kind of smoke our trout, but we're like, let's do something a little bit different today. So today we're going to teach you guys how to make a candied trout, right?
It's called candied trout or Indian candy.
Yeah.
It's a West Coast recipe that's done mostly with Pacific salmon and honey and maple syrup. And so we're going to show you guys how to do that. It's about a 3-day process, but the end result is really good.
Yeah, so we got everything flayed up. I'll put a little bit of footage there. We got it all cleaned up. The big thing was just getting a nice clean, getting rid of all the bones, getting rid of the skin, and just having nice, good, clean chunks of trout. And then that's pretty much where we're at now, and we're going to show you what goes into the brining process and what really makes this trout taste so good. So let's get to it.
Okay. So in a bucket, or in this case an old cooler, a super Oscar, you add about 3 or 4 liters of water. As in any smoking process, it's not like fine cooking. Things can be
fluctuated.
So about 3/4 cup of salt, using kosher salt. This is Demerara brown sugar. It's the really dark brown sugar. So 2 kilograms of that, a couple bags of it. Go into the, so what we're making is we're making the brine that the trout or salmon, but in this case the trout, are going to go in. Next, 2 liters of honey. We just got good old no-name liquid honey. So you just get all that in there. The cost of this recipe, now for us the fish was free because we caught it. The cost is a little bit on this because you got to get the honey and the brown or the syrup. So you use a full liter maple syrup, and that's not cheap, but oh, if it ever make this fish taste good. And last but not least, I use just some no-name regular syrup. This is just upping the sugar content a little bit more. If you want, you could add 2 liters of maple syrup, but I don't think it really changes the taste any. And that's $3 compared to $15 for a bottle. So now, so you mixed all that up. So you got to get the brown sugar kind of dissolved as best you can. Obviously this is really high-end sugar content, and so you get that dissolved. Okay, so we got it all stirred up and we got the sugar dissolved. As you look at it, it almost looks like a molasses, and that's going to be the brine. The key is there is that salt which helps cure it. Then we've had, like we had 5, this is just 5 rainbow trout, and then it's all cut up into nice chunks, pieces about that size, and cleaned, skin, deboned, everything off. And then this goes now into the brine. So we got to just put that into the brine. So, and Chase is wrong, there was a lot more than 20 pounds. Those 5 fish were probably pushing 30 plus pounds of trout. So then you get all these in here, and you work that in. Make sure they're all nicely coated. And then that's it for this portion of the recipe. Now that needs to sit for a good 24 hours. So it's 4 o'clock right now. So in 24 hours, we'll be back and I'll show you step 2 of candied trout. Okay, so we're 26 hours later. We've got the fish has now been in the brine, which is mostly the sugar brine and maple syrup. And so now what we're doing is we're hanging it on a rack. So we're putting it through, and then we're hanging it on a rack. And what we do now is we're going to let it air dry for another 24 hours. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to take this off. It'll all be dried up. We're going to put a little fan on it to go. And then tomorrow night, I'll smoke it for another 5-6 hours. And then Indian candy will be ready. It'll be awesome.
There we go. Now we got to hang about 500 more.
Yep.
Alrighty, so we're 24 hours later. That's kind of what we're left with there. A couple of candied chunks, bit of a more thicker consistency. This is what we're left with right now. And then basically what we're doing is just grabbing it off the toothpick, pulling it out like that, and then setting them out. We're gonna throw them in the smoker for about 6 hours, and stay tuned for the next step.
Okay, so now we're at step, well, I guess technically 4. First is catching the fish, second's cleaning the fish, third is it goes into that brine, and then we showed you we hang it up to air dry. So now that it's air dried for about 36 hours, it looks like that, a nice candied appearance. And then the last step is we smoke it. So we just put it on the smoker. And then we're gonna smoke the candied trout for about 5 or 6 hours on the low smoke. I got it set on 180, and then it's finally gonna be ready. Mwah.
Okay, so our product is officially, it's finished. So last night, my dad, big shout out to him. I had to take off for a bit, so he kind of finished the project here. But he got everything all vacuum sealed up, and this is our candied rainbow trout. It looks amazing. It's nice and brown, and it's perfect. We got about 9 bags so far, and we still got about 2 more to bag up. So we're gonna have about 10 bags, which will be perfect for any little, I don't know if you're doing a charcuterie board or bringing it for a little housewarming present or just something to put out for finger foods. But yeah, this is kind of the end product right here. You can take a look right here. It's nice golden brown along the center. Just breaks right apart. You got the innards kind of like that. Looks great. All right, well, let's give it a try. I'm somebody who is big on the sweet, so usually when I put this out, I'll drizzle some maple syrup along it just to give that extra little sweetness, but give it a little dip. Yeah, you still have that hint of trout, which I don't mind. I'm somebody who has that kind of fishy taste, doesn't bother me too much, but if you're somebody who wants it a little less fishy, these pieces that we have right here, we would even say these are a little bit of thickness on that side. And if you cut them even thinner when you're doing the drying, the process of putting it in and getting it all brined up, it'll get even smaller and you'll have less of that fishiness and more of the candy taste. So, I don't know, I hope you guys like this recipe. We're definitely gonna have a couple more pieces here, and we're excited to bring this out and let the family try it. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
What do you think? You like fishy? Hey? No. I like my toy.